Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be checking STARFIELD. STARFIELD just received a big update, and one of the biggest features this new update brings to the table is FSR 3 support. So that means frame generation, more frames, better performance. So today we'll be looking at it. We'll be checking if FSR 3 actually works. And that kind of stuff. So first off, my specs, I'm running this game on NVIDIA RTX 3070 and Intel i5 12400F, 16 gigabytes of RAM. And also let's check the settings. I've got everything set to high, FSR 3 on, and also frame generation on, right? I mean, having FSR 3 without frame generation, you're just getting FSR 2 really, because FSR 3 really is all about frame generation, and we'll check the performance with frame generation on and off. And also a render resolution scale is set to 50%, because we want to, by the way, 1440p is the actual upscale resolution, right? So without any further ado, let's actually load the game and see how it performs. I actually put quite a lot of hours into this game, around 100 I think. You know, I had like 3 playthroughs already, but the first 2 I never finished. But anyway, so this is my latest playthrough where I did finish the game. I mean, I did finish the main story, if you know what I mean. There's no finishing this game. So as you can see, the performance is, well, anything between 110, 120, but this is pretty empty kind of area over here. The image quality is not actually that bad. There's some shimmering over here, but it's basically all to do with low resolution, of course, because I've got it set to 50. Obviously, if I raised it up, it would look much better. By the way, DLSS still cannot be beaten by any other setting. So this is pretty empty space, as you can see. If I just travel around, and let's actually kill some. Oh, I've got nice gun over here. Look at it. Let's chase it. So the performance is actually pretty good. Oh, they fighting among themselves. Oh, this thing is pretty deadly. Look at it. It's just killing these animals one by one. Time for you to die now. There you go. So yeah, I mean, the performance is actually good. My worry was that the actual response time, but it's actually not too bad. There's some artifacting on the laser and a couple of things in the game here and there. There is a little bit of a sort of this kind of smear. I will call it a smear. I know it's not really the most technical term, but you know, generally speaking, I can't complain. It actually looks pretty good, pretty decent. But as you can see, like this is FSR 2 really in action with FSR 3 when it comes to image quality, with FSR 3 frame generation. If I disable frame generation and leave it and leave just FSR 3 for image quality, you can see the actual difference. 73 frames per second, around 70. So it's not too bad, like, really. I mean, this game doesn't really need 120, don't get me wrong, like, it's not really a fast-paced kind of shooter. It still feels great, so I wouldn't really worry about that, but yeah. Let's actually Let's actually move to some more densely populated place. So the like a big city, New Atlantis, for example. And let's see how that works. So there we go. Around 60. There we go. The image quality is actually pretty decent. It's actually like there is a little bit of shimmering on the edges, just a little bit, but nothing really major. But that's with frame generation off, right? So let's enable frame generation. Settings, display, and frame generation on, and voila. I was afraid that there would be more artifacting, but like, and you can see some artifacting, but yeah, there's more artifacts for sure, but I wouldn't really call it like a day and night difference in terms of image quality. And I'm getting like over 100 frames per second in the city, right? Okay, so it's going down now because you're actually closing. Yeah, there's way more artifacts over here, but I guess if, like, you know, me personally, like I said before, I don't need 120 frames per second in this game. Fast-paced shooters, that makes a big difference, like Call of Duty and Overwatch and all these kind of games, but not here. So Starfield, I would just stick to you know, DLSS or FSR 2 for that matter. Also, you know what, let me actually check something real quick, because I've got VSync on. Let's turn it off. Yeah, it doesn't really make a huge difference, does it? Right? Yeah, so that's FSR 3 for you guys. Obviously, where you look at these artifacts over there. So let's actually turn off. You know, see these artifacts over there? It's like this shimmering over there. So let's disable frame generation and see if that... No, it's not caused by frame generation. It's actually caused by FSR 3. So how about we do this? We'll change DLSS. Actually, yeah, I've never tested it really. Yeah, look, I mean, Intel upscaling is much better. Look at it. It's actually way more stable, right? I mean, frames went down, of course, 52. How about DLSS? Why can't I... DLSS quality, that's fine. Yeah, 55 frames and the image quality. You know what? DLSS and that Intel upscaling, both are using machine learning, and it shows. I mean, the game just looks better. But hey, you know, frames are like that, which is kind of weird because... Oh yeah, I was actually using... I did change some of the settings in the past. Yeah, you know, normally I would use a combination of high and medium settings, like to have like a stable 60 frames per second. I mean, let's just go to medium first for now. And yeah, so as you can see, Like it's 60 straight away. So I can still go. Yeah, I'm not going to be playing with this right now. I'll change it later. But yeah, guys, good news is that if you really want to have these high frames, actually. Oh, I'm using FSR. Why am I using FSR? Oh, the render resolution changed. See, I forgot about that. So that explains a lot, actually. DLSS again. Quality, render resolution back to 50. Yeah, okay, well, that explains a lot. We can actually set it to high again. Yeah, basically I forgot to change the... I actually don't need motion blur. I forgot to change the render resolution. Because every time you modify the frames, but it looks like it's still too high. Settings, display. Oh, that's FS. Oh, okay, quality. Alright, I get it. Anyway, so it's automatic. So anyway, guys, so FSR 3, if you really want to experience this game in 120 frames per second, I mean, it's achievable. I also, it all depends on frame generation on. Let's go to medium. Hold on. Settings. Yeah, every single time you change the settings, either render resolution changes or frame generation. So, you know, make sure that all that is actually on. So with medium settings, actually it's possible. I mean, it's now 120. So there we go. Well, not stable still, but it's close to 120, right? So it's not that bad. Not that bad. So yeah, guys, listen, if you are really after all these frames and you don't necessarily care much about like image quality, and it's not that it's that bad, it's actually not too bad. Like there's way more shimmering, of course. Especially in comparison to DLSS or the Intel resolution upscaling technique, but yeah, I mean, it's RTX 3070. If you've got a better GPU, you're probably going to get even more frames, and you can up the render resolution if you've got more powerful GPU, and you'll be just fine, right? So guys, this is STARFIELD. Just as a reminder, I'm running it on RTX 3070, 8 GB card, 16 GB of memory, and Intel i5 12400F CPU, so 6 core 12 threads, and it's actually running pretty well. Look at it. 120 frames per second, not stable, but still. Medium settings. If you go high or ultra, well, obviously that will tank the performance. But if you don't care about image quality, just stick to medium and you'll be just fine. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.